California.
I know you're gonna dig this.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Check this out.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis. Thank you for tuning in to the Tom Leykis Show. This is where America gets together to talk about the issues you really care about. It's a different kind of a radio talk program. We're the radio talk show that is not hosted by a right-wing wacko or a convicted felon. No. I am your host. Write down our telephone number. You're going to need it. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. And just fascinated with some of the things I read here. I got to tell you, just fascinated. This story appeared on the AOL, of all places, the money section of the AOL.com website. AOL.com. We used to call that America Online. And now it's just simply AOL.com. And more and more of our stuff is coming from there. Here is the article. I'm going to read part of it because part of it really doesn't relate to us, but part of it does. Men hate short hair, says Patty Stanger, CEO and owner of the Millionaires Club and star of the Bravo series, The Millionaire Matchmaker. Oh, yeah. Apparently women are not too fond of small-time earners either. Did we need a television program, or did we need somebody who owns a website or a dating service to tell us this? It says here, you see, Stanger knows a thing or two about what men want and what women want. And she's got a list of deep-pocketed clients and a burgeoning bank account to prove it. That's because her pragmatic mating wisdom, like men date organically and women have to date strategically, doesn't come cheap. Membership into the Millionaire Club tips the scales at $50,000 per year for exclusive services, based out of one of Stanger's offices in California, New York, Florida, Canada, and the UK. Says here in this piece from AOL.com, it says here, Stanger is a selective matchmaker. Her business model entails working with only 5 males per month per city. And her ability to predict chemistry, they say here, runs in her genes. Says here, Stanger comes from 3 generations of matchmakers, but she charges far more than her mother and grandmother, who occasionally received a chicken dinner in exchange for their love connections. Love connections. Oh, boy. Now she capitalizes on her familial talents, reading body language, and making successful partnerships, it says here. As the former CEO of Great Expectations, is that a haircutting place or a dating service? Patty saw an emerging market for her special talent. This sounds like a press release rather than an article, if you ask me. Yes, Patty saw an emerging market for her special talent, finding men wives or girlfriends. With recruiters in every city, Stanger subjects potential millionaire clients to rigorous interviews before getting to work on getting the dates. To that end, and this I agree with, Stanger also believes women need to adhere to traditional gender roles to develop long-lasting connections with her clients. The LA matchmaker says men have to learn to be men, women have to learn to be women. The feminization of men has made them metrosexual, lazy, or both. Wow. The story goes on, but the rest is not related to what we talk about around here. But does any of this sound familiar to you? That men hate short hair? Remember I gave you the 8 words to save your marriage? Long hair, stay thin, sex anytime, shut up. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Men date organically and women have to date strategically. I don't know what that means. I mean, the reality is that men have sex with as many hot chicks as they can, and then if one of them is really, really hot, some of these guys find that they are in, I guess you'd call it love. Whereas women want to date the richest possible guy they can attract. And they have to figure out ways to find rich guys. We get calls from women all the time wondering where you meet them. So if that's what she means by her statement, I guess it's true. But the other thing that we've said many times is that women need to adhere to traditional gender roles if they want to have a successful marriage or long-term relationship. There's just no two ways about it. You better be prepared to make meals, iron clothes, fold socks, make a martini or draw beer when a guy comes home, and get out of his way. And if the guy is rich, you know what? What he says goes. And if you don't like it, go meet a guy who makes the same money you do. But if a guy is a millionaire or a billionaire, why should he take orders from little old you or let you tell him how his money's going to be spent? And I say this as a self-made multimillionaire myself. So I'm wondering if any of this connects with you. You know, there are women out there who go, I'm 32 and I can't find the right guy and I don't know what's wrong. Because so many of these women just will not accept reality. You know, they've got their hair cut short by their talented but homosexual hairdresser. They have a tendency to yell, scream, critique, criticize, compare and contrast you with previous guys, whatever. And then they can't figure out why they're alone. The biggest joke of all, as I've said so many times on this show, was Sex in the City. Because as you watch these over-the-hill boozers sitting around with their turkey necks complaining about all the guys they date, it becomes pretty apparent why they can't meet the guy of their dreams. Because what guy would touch a woman like that? Right? Some women think this is misogynistic to say this. I say it's reality. Do you want to have a relationship? Or do you want to spend your life complaining about men? That's your choice, ladies. What do you think about that?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis.
I'm a long-time listener. My dad listens to you. My brother listens to you. Actually, my whole family of men listen in at 3 p.m.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show, one of the few shows this week with brand spanking new episodes because we care about you. And we mean that sincerely. That's right. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. All right. We've heard from this woman, Patty Stanger, who owns the Millionaires Club. She is the star of the Bravo series, The Millionaire Matchmaker, which many of you have written to us about. But with all her experience of gouging guys to meet gold diggers, she does know a little something about what men want and what women ought to do if they want those men. I'm amazed more women aren't pissed about this. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Here's Derek on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Derek.
How you doing?
Great.
Hey, I got a comment about them short-haired broads.
Yeah.
They need to understand guys need something to pull. If there's nothing to pull, forget about it.
Not to mention the fact we want you to look like girls, not guys.
Amen to that, Tom. Right as always.
I mean, yeah, a lot of these women, they go to their gay hairdresser who makes a woman look like a little boy.
And charge them $100 to do it.
Well, that's fine. You know, as long as they're not paying that out of my pocket, I couldn't care less how broads spend their money. I couldn't care less how much it costs. But the bottom line here is that somehow, because of fashion magazines or gay hairdressers, whatever, women are under the impression that short hair is hip or it's something that guys like. We hate it. We hate it.
You know who started all that? Unfortunately, I'm not a homophobe, but the gay guys.
What did they do?
They jumped in with the short boy haircuts. You know, the gay guys, every girl's best friend. What happens? The ladies start dressing like their best friend.
That's what I think happens. By the way, I have gay friends. I'm in favor of gay marriage. I got no problem with gay men or people being gay. I'm just saying that people who are gay should not be trying to decide how a heterosexual woman looks.
Leave it to the men.
Well, a man knows what a man wants. A straight man knows what turns a straight man on.
Absolutely.
It's just the way it is.
Hey, Tom, can you take me out Kobe style with the bong hit?
I certainly can.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Here comes Dee on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Dad, how are you?
Doing okay, son.
Nice. Well, I'm driving through the Carbon Canyon here. I just heard the topic and just had to get on. Long-time listener, first-time caller, blah, blah, blah. You know the routine.
Yes, I do.
Well, wife stays at home, and I tell you what, women need to know their damn roles. I'm the hunter, she's the gatherer. And,
by the way, they should know their roles, including those dinner rolls, honey. How about heating some of those up?
That's right. I come home and she tries to every now and then skimp up on those, plastic meals, ready-to-make meals from Target. And I'm like, no, honey, that ain't going to work. You want to sit around, look pretty, shop, hang out at Target and all that, that's fine. But, heat up Big Daddy a nice fresh meal and just shut up.
Yeah, and shut up. That's the big thing. And it's one thing that women are incapable of doing. But I'll tell you what, if you ever look at some of the billionaires and the millionaires out there and their wives have mastered that, I always call it the astronaut's wife wave, from the films of the 60s with the chicks with the beehive hairdos, and they just have that wave, the wave.
Oh, yeah.
When they speak, all they do is say, isn't he great?
That's right.
He always knows what to do. Isn't he great? These are the women who marry millionaires and billionaires. Millionaires and billionaires do not marry sassy bitches who can't shut up, walking around with their lesbified hairstyles and their fupa. Millionaires and billionaires don't have to tolerate that. They don't. We don't.
No, they don't. That's right. I often get that from the old lady. Why are you so quick to throw me out? Because you don't shut up.
Boy,
and if you don't shut up, guess what? There's the door.
And how does she react? Because I always had a problem when I would tell them, there's the door. Amazingly, they would never use it.
Oh, they get on, they won't use it. They'll run their mouth all day, why is this, why is that, that's not fair. I say, you know what, honey, you're just like Jackie O and, Scarlett King. Married to powerful men, but they knew to shut the mouth, and, they got all the perks with it. So if you don't like the perks, you know what? Keep talking.
Well, yeah, they all like the perks. What they don't want is the responsibilities that go with having those perks.
That's right.
Do you know how many women I have dumped? Do you know how many women I have dumped Because they would be in public. I can't even tell you the number. They would be in public with me, like at a business dinner. I'm talking to clients, advertisers, ad agencies, people who carry my show, you know, affiliates, what have you. And they just start piping up. You know what he does when he comes home? He drops his sock on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, honey, you are the head cheerleader here. You are not here to tell the world all of my imperfections.
That's right.
And I have dumped so many broads for this. They're out there. They know who they are because I told them who they are.
Dump that bitch.
Dump that bitch. I've done it repeatedly, and I would do it again.
Well, Dad, it's a pleasure speaking with you. You are the man. And like I say, I love pulling up to a stoplight and seeing the young boys out there, you know, in their 20s, listening to your teachings and your tutelage.
I think that's very important. I'm glad to know that's happening.
Yes, Big Daddy. So you take care. Have a great day. Don't play with fireworks, boys and girls. And big deal calling in from every now and then. And we'll talk to you later, Tom.
Thank you, D.
All right, babe.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. Here's Stacy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be on the radio. I get to listen to you when I get out of work, and I had the great opportunity to get out of work early today. But I guess the reason I'm calling is, I mean, a lot of the comments that you say about women, like, I don't understand how you can say the kind of things that you say about women. Like, it's just really, it's disappointing to hear that. I've worked so hard my whole life.
What things are you talking about?
For myself. Okay, for example, you just said right now, well, she needs to cook the dinner, and when you get home, that's right, she needs to be ready to cook.
That's right.
Why? Why?
Well, then why should I help you pay your bills?
But most women, I mean, a lot of women are not like that, Tom. Women do have
That's fine. That they shouldn't be getting married. And they shouldn't be getting married. They should live in their own apartment and have their own salaries and pay for their own things.
Well, how about they just split the bills and get to live with
I don't want to split the bills. I don't need a roommate.
They still don't belong in the kitchen.
Guess what? If somebody, by the way, I live alone in 2 different houses. But I'm going to tell you, if any woman ever wanted to live with me, cooking is on your resume and will be a requirement, or you don't get in, and that's it.
You're ridiculous.
Nothing ridiculous about it, because I'm perfectly happy living alone, having food cooked for me by others, or doing it myself when I live alone. But why would I want to split expenses with somebody who's, you know,
because
just telling me...
Maybe you like them. Maybe you like spending time with them. Maybe that is...
I can spend time with them. You know what? I can spend time with people without giving them the key to my front door.
But if you get to share the bills, therefore...
I don't want to share the bills. You know what? I don't need to share the bills. I'm paying all the bills right now.
Listen to you, and a lot of people nowadays, reality is that people do in fact move in together, and that's something that's never going to change. So
how do you know it's never going to change? You know, people said that getting married was never going to change. And look what's happened to that.
No, people are always going to move in together. People are always going to...
Well, you say that, but guess what? People living together without being married is a phenomenon of the last 37 or 38 years. It did not exist.
We're not married.
So do not assume it. So do not assume it will always be there or will always be this way. Because another change that has happened over the years, and this is a further evolution, is we now have more households headed up by one individual than ever before. More unmarried people living alone than ever. Ever.
Okay, but still that is that group of people who...
And the reasons, there's a variety of reasons, but not the least of which is women suing for palimony, a lot of the same disadvantages of being married you get when you live with someone.
Women are the ones, the exceptions. You know, women who are not educated, women who don't look after themselves, who don't have a job. That's you know, those are not women.
But the thing is, if you live in your own place, I don't have to worry about what your peccadillos are, what your shortcomings are.
But you also think that, like, if you come to their house, then they should be ready with the wine.
No. Oh, no. No. As a matter of fact, I'm talking about if you live in my home, you're going to make my dinner. It's that simple.
Then
anyone who doesn't like anyone who doesn't like that rule, should just get ready. They're not going to be moving in with me or having a relationship with me. We can have sex, we can date.
you know what happens, Tom? Those women who actually fall for that are the dumb ones. Therefore, you are with
that's the perfect crime. If they are the dumb ones, that's fantastic. You know what? The dumb ones are smart enough up.
That makes you feel good, like, you know, or I have this dumb woman who does everything I want. Wow, I'm such a great guy. Look what I attract.
I'd rather have that than some sassy smart mouth who says you got two heads, do it yourself.
No, not yourself, but it's kind of like, okay, well, I'll do it a couple of nights, you do it a couple of nights. It doesn't have to be planned.
No,
it doesn't have to
no, not acceptable. I'd rather live alone and do it myself every night.
It's sad because, I mean, if you do like those women, it's like, wow, look at what I'm attracting. It's like these losers who don't stand up for themselves, who don't want to have a job, who don't want to do this. It's just, that's the kind of people you're going to...
I'm not saying they don't want to have a job or they can't have a job. I'm simply saying when I get home, which is later than most people because I work later than most people. When I get home, I want dinner on the table. Or don't move into my place.
But then those women who fall for that are just the sad ones.
Well, I don't care if you think they're sad. You know what? You know who the happy one's going to be? Me.
But that's all you care about, though, right?
It's certainly one of the top things, yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's very important. I want to come home to a meal, or I want to come home and spend time by myself. I don't want to come home and then help you cook a meal. No, I don't.
Well, then you're not doing it for, I guess, the right reasons to spend time with
who are you to decide what the right reasons are? Who are you? Who are you to decide what the right reasons are?
I'm not saying that I'm deciding what the right reasons are.
You just said I'm not with somebody with the right reasons. Who are you to decide that?
Women should not belong in the kitchen. That's what I'm...
By the way, no woman has to get into my kitchen who doesn't want to. But they're also not getting the key to my front door.
But exactly, you will get those women though. That's the thing. There's so many of them out there who will accept the key and cook the dinner and have everything perfect and do it because you expect it from them.
That's right. That's right. By the way, what's your husband's name?
I'm sorry?
What is your husband's name?
I have a fiance. We live together.
And he's pussy whipped, I take it?
No, he's not. Actually, no. We compromise on a lot of things, and I love him, he loves me, and we do things because we make each other happy, not because...
It's really sad because I don't think life is a compromise. For me, I want to live life to the fullest. And if I have to compromise to live my life, I'm cheating myself.
No, but I don't compromise to aspect where it stops me or it holds me back as a person. Like, I do everything that I want to, but...
Holds me back as a person because you know what I want in life? I want to come home to a hot dinner.
That's what you like. Then maybe that's great, but it's sad that the women are to offer, and you're going for those kind of women who just don't have nothing to offer in life but a nice dinner.
Oh, they've got other things to offer. They're generally younger, hotter. No back talk. No back talk.
I'm 21 years old. I just graduated college. I'm educated, and I have a lot of goals in life. And the last thing I will ever be is with a guy who expects me to be in the kitchen. No.
Great. Well, that's fine. But I'm telling you that you know it has to go into my kitchen, but they also don't have to have the key to my front door.
Correct. But those are again, Tom. Those are the ones that many people probably wouldn't want to be with, you know.
No. That's the ones that women have a problem with, the other women who are like this, because they have to compete with those women for the attention of men.
No, what is like this? What do you consider me? Like, what's like this? I don't get it. What do you mean by that?
Well, first of all, you're not a 9 or a 10, I can tell you that. And secondly...
what do you mean you can tell that?
Your fiancé is pussy whipped.
No, he is not.
Of course he is.
Nothing to do with that.
Well, hang on. Let's see what Steve thinks here. Steve, what did you want to say to Stacy here?
No, I want to say that maybe she's not happy because, you know, if she was a real wife and a real good taker, you know, she'd take care of her man. She got to realize that if she doesn't take care of her man, eventually he's going to stray off, and then that's when he's going to be hooking up with other girls.
Listen, it's not about taking care of my man.
Yes, it is. Trust me, your husband goes to work every day. He busts his butt to support you, support your kids if you have them, if you don't. But at the end of the day, you want to walk in the door and know, you know what, even though if my wife works or not, for her to help him out, you know what, here's your dinner. Here's your dinner, you know,
Hey,
you didn't hear what I was saying before. I have a job. Nobody supports me. I have a job.
But if you're going to get married or anything, if that's what you're looking at, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And once it happens, it's going to hit you. And you're going to be like, dude, you know what? The least I could have done for this guy was cook and clean for him. That's the least you could have done.
Absolutely not. We clean for each other. We like to have a clean home. Whoever's home cleans, that's it. It's not, I have a job. Nobody supports me. That's why I went to college. That's why I have a degree. So that I can have a job.
You know what? It's just the way it is. You should just put on that little apron and start cooking and cleaning and do your job. That's what you should do.
Absolutely not. It is not my job, honey. Get out of it.
If you're going to take care of your man, it's going to be your job. Even if you want it to be your job, it's going to be your job.
And I will go farther in life, farther than you. So you know what? Don't be upset. That's okay.
Trust me, if you want to keep a man in your whole entire life happy, that's what you're going to do. And if not, then you know what? You probably end up becoming a carpet muncher, and both of you have to clean up. That's both of your jobs.
You go on, you get that woman, you know, who likes to clean and stay at home and be submissive and do all this.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
No, I'm not going to shut up. No way. All the girls who are out there listening to us, like, this is, you know, get your education, you know, don't be submissive to men. Just make him happy, make sure he makes you happy, and don't stop. Keep pursuing your goals and doing those kind of things.
Yes, this is what I talk about. You see this?
Bro, I think I took enough of this. Take me out with blow me up, Tom.
Here you go. God almighty. Unbelievable. That's the kind of chick I'm talking about, baby.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I've been gone from her for about 2 years now, and it is just clear saying it is worth it. Now I go out all the time with different girls. It's a blast. I don't know what I was thinking, imprisoning myself.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Robert in Portland, Oregon, home of the other white meat on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. So this thing I just started talking about, like, when we're out, you're my head cheerleader. You know, you're not there to go off of my imperfections in front of my friends or whoever. This completely applies to what just happened to me like 2 nights ago. I already had it on my list of things to do. My girlfriend and I, we were going to have a talk about this, you know. And so this is good. This gives me a nice, like, snappy way to lay it out. And it's cute. I think it's actually going to go over well. This will be good. So
yeah. So you want to rehearse with me how this is going to go? What are you going to say to her?
Well, just to give you the background, 5 or 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago when the bubble burst, you know, I hit some hard financial times, whatever. So that was a little while ago. Well, so we were hanging out the other night with a couple of her friends and like a sketchy friend doing some sketchy stuff with money. Then all of a sudden she's like, well, you know, Robert, blah, 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 blah. Just like lay out this personal financial stuff about me, you know? So anyhow, no, I don't know. I think this is real easy. And, you know, your advice, what you're given, this can work for either a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter. When you've got a friend or you're in a relationship, you should be able to say, hey, look, when we're out together, you're my head cheerleader, you know? That's what I need. That's real easy, you know? That's that.
Or you're out the door. I do it in 2 steps. The last woman who did that to me, the first step was that I stopped taking her to any functions that involve business.
Right, sure. You got to trust the person you're with.
So I would tell her, I'll be home late tonight. I have dinner tonight with some clients, and when I get home, I get home. She, of course, would blow up my phone and send me a million text messages, but I would just turn the phone off and do what I had to do. And then when she started complaining about that, then she finally got the boot.
So you gave her a chance, but you let her know this is what it's like.
Well, a woman like that who can't shut up, generally they can't handle the idea that now it's like when you take a puppy and tie him up and put him in the bathroom and close the door. They start scratching on the door and howling and stuff. So eventually you have to do something about that. And it's the same thing. You know, she was howling and complaining that, you don't let me go with you anymore. And I just said, oh.
Well, you know, it's like you're talking about women who can't shut up. That's like a really fascinating thing that I've just wondered about. Because, like there are women out there like that. And I think it's a lot of the attractive women, too. And I wonder, like, where does this come from? Is it because guys let them get away with it? They think if they let them talk, they'll get somewhere with them, you know? But there's a thing out there.
But you know what? You actually get more by standing up to them and telling them they better stop or else. And then to actually follow through. Nothing is more effective than saying, if you don't like it, there's the door.
Oh, yeah.
They are horrified. They are, like, blown away. And men need to have a zero-tolerance policy to the nagging and the critiquing and the criticizing. I'm tired of being criticized. The reason I've lived alone now for so many years is because I'm tired of being told what all my shortcomings are.
No, totally. No one should have to have that. Yeah, exactly. And but unfortunately, people get themselves into these patterns where they just...
Anyone who doesn't like my shortcomings, please do not live in my house. Please don't live there. Don't torture yourself. Go live somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And there's nothing... And actually, and even from, like, the point of view of your friends or your business people, there's nothing worse than, like, seeing a couple where, like, all of a sudden, you know, one of them is, like, criticizing the other, and you're watching this go on. It's like, it's the most uncomfortable thing to watch.
Oh, yeah, and I love that, too, when they try to get the other people involved. Don't you think he'd look good wearing lime green? Don't you think?
Yeah, and it's always like sort of half funny, but maybe not really funny anymore. So it's like it's you know, trying to run that line of, oh, what, I'm not criticizing, I'm just making conversation, right? It's just, but you know, it's not funny actually. Yeah.
Don't you think he should never skip a day with having a shower? Maybe he needs to have at least a shower. Don't you think?
Yes, that's a good one. Hey,
don't you think he ought to wear underwear?
Exactly. I want to tell you that's cool that in your message with your promo thing with the phone number that you also go with the 866, because I realized I'm on a BlackBerry now, and the letters aren't set up with the numbers like every other phone is.
Yeah, so, I have a BlackBerry also. It's the same deal.
Oh yeah, I love it though. It's the greatest thing. But right on. Well, hey Tom, thanks a lot. Keep going.
Thank you, Robert. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Mary on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great.
I am so glad I got through. You are so right about everything you've been talking about. And if the women don't believe that, they're just in denial. I'm 40 years old, and the reason I'm not married or in a relationship because I didn't know when to shut up, when to, like, show them respect. So I agree with you 100%. And I don't think it's demeaning to women. It's just they think they're losing their power by, minding, but you're not really. You're really empowering yourself as a woman doing your role, I think.
Well, I remember when I was a kid, and you see, girls become women. They just like boys become men, and they're still boys in a variety of ways. Right. Same with women.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had two sisters, and they would win every argument the following way, by repeating the same thing over and over.
I know.
You're mean. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. 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 And they could do this all day.
Oh, my goodness. That's so funny.
That grows up into an adult. And the thing is, the conversation may be a little more elaborate, but it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't take the garbage out on time. Yes, I do. No, you don't. Yes, no, I don't. Yes, no, you don't.
That's so trivial stuff. I don't get it. I see that now. But a lot of women need to really think about that.
This kills relationships. It kills it. It is Chinese water torture. It kills relationships.
I look back now on the times where they would look at me like, be quiet, and I just wouldn't, and it would just look like they were going insane, and, I didn't do that, but now I do.
Do you ever think back to perfectly good relationships you had, but you couldn't shut up, and then you couldn't figure out why the guy dumped you?
Exactly. But, it's just one of those things where you have to learn it, if you don't learn it young, hopefully eventually they will, or otherwise...
you have to see the look on women's faces, and I've done it to more than one. When they critique me and I say, hey, if you got a problem with me, there's the door. Use it.
Well, also, I think women just need to figure out what they want in a man. If you're going to critique somebody all the time, then maybe you shouldn't be with them.
If it's that much of a problem, just pack your things. Go.
Exactly, but they don't want to do that. They want, like me, in the past, I wanted to have all the perks, just like the other caller said, but I didn't want to, do my job.
On top of that, you want to be a dictator, a little dictator. You want to tell him what to do, how to do it, when to do it.
That doesn't work, no. I mean, it's like I'm saying, it's not giving yourself less power. I mean, you have more power doing what you're supposed to do.
By the way, it doesn't work on some guys. Some guys it works on. Those guys you have no respect for. Those are the guys women cheat on.
Oh, yeah. But I think there are a few, though, like, who don't mind doing that, and the woman does the other part. There's very few of that, but like my sister and her husband, they work really well. They have an LV in school. She doesn't cook. She can't cook. She never could, but he does. But she does all the laundry and all the other stuff, But basically, she knows her place, and he has his. As a man of the house, he has the final say, and she knows that.
Mary, thank you for that.
No problem.
Appreciate the call. Sherry on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom. How you doing? I totally agree with you, Tom. When I was listening to that girl that's 21 years old that you had on just a few minutes ago, I was like, girl, you better get a dose of reality. Because, I get up in the morning, and I'll make a killer breakfast for my man while he's taking a shower. We're not married, but we've been together 17 years and all. And I'm not working now, but I'm going to school part-time. But you know what? There's no excuse for me not to make a meal. I got to make a meal anyway for myself, so why not just make the meal for the two of us?
That's exactly right.
Okay? And also, he wants my hair long, and I don't like short hair. I want my hair long. I enjoy my hair long. I have a couple of lady friends who have short hair. The men, my friend that are men, tell me, my God, if you ever cut your hair like that, my boyfriend was telling me, be like, or else. But you know what? The way our parents did it, my mom, my dad, my mom would come, go to work, come home and make a meal. Okay, maybe I can come home from work if I'm working, we're both working, and sit down maybe 15 minutes, just to relax a few minutes, and then get up and make a meal. I can make a meal in 30 minutes or less, just like Rachel Ray. There's no excuse. You can make a gourmet meal. It doesn't have to be just some stupid...
By the way, I've told chicks, it doesn't have to be a gourmet meal. I
don't mean gourmet, but I mean, it can be a really nice meal, like I said, 30 minutes or less. Easy. Have all your ingredients together, know what you're making, know how to make it, whip it up.
Yeah,
Am I right?
I once told an ex of mine, all you have to do is take 2 hot dogs, put them on buns, and stick them in the microwave.
That's true.
And if we sit down, and while I'm putting mustard on my Frankfurter, you tell me how your day was, that will suffice.
Yes, I can make pork chops and some stovetop stuffing. My man's happy. Doesn't have to be anything special. Because one time I was running around with my lady friends, maybe after I think about the first 5 years into the relationship, running around, and we were living together at that particular time. We're not, like I said, now. And he put on a song for me, and he said, I want you to listen to this song. And he looked me straight in the eye. I didn't even flinch. And the song was from Santana about the house is dark and my pots are cold. You run around with, who knows who. And I was. And my man said, if you don't knock it off, I'm gone. I'm out the door. I don't need this crap. And I'm like, why can't we do that? Or why can't I take the trash out? If he doesn't take the trash out, take it out yourself. I'm not going to sit around and wait for somebody else to do something for me. If I do that, I'll be waiting forever.
I think you make some very good points, Sherry. I really appreciate it. I thank you for the call. Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. If you are listening to us on a podcast or listening to our program on a recorded basis, you can hear it live. Sure you can. You can hear it on radio at AOL. You can go to blowmeuptom.com and click on Listen Now between 3 and 8 p.m. Pacific Time. And visit our MySpace, myspace.com/Tom Leykis.
The Tom Leykis Show.